What's up, fam? It's time to buy some crypto coins. I know everyone's bearish on your timeline. Everyone's telling you it's time to sell, but I'm telling you it's time to buy these crypto coins. And these are the only 5 events that matter. I've been thinking about this very, very hard, and I've been talking with some really, really smart people. No one seems to have a decent reason why this won't matter. And so I think you should be informed about this, okay? And so I'm going to go through this really quickly. I'm going to go through every single event that actually matters over the next few days, over the next few weeks, and why I think now is the time to buy very specific coins, okay? If you're interested in that, all you have to do is one thing. I'm not going to get so hyped up. I'm not going to yell at you. I'm not going to jump up and down today because I think this video requires you to think. If you're in for logic and for thinking clearly about this market instead of panicking. Everyone on the internet right now is panicking. Oh my gosh, Ethereum is dumping. It's $1,500. Oh, Bitcoin's gonna go to 10,000. The stock market's dumping. Everyone's panicking. If you want to be better than them, if you want to actually be focused, laser focused and smart for the next 6 weeks and make a lot of money, I need you to do one thing. You need to come over here. You need to just smash the like button, please. And subscribe to the channel if you're not subscribed. A lot of you guys watch these videos. You're not even subscribed. It's kind of mean. Kind of pisses me off. And then if you want to see my trades live, go and buy one of these NFTs and jump into the Discord. I'm in the Discord every single day talking with you guys live and trying to dissect this market live. And the indicator that I'm going to use throughout this video is the Trading Alpha indicator. It is linked below. If you want to get the dots that you're seeing on this chart that really, really help you to trade, it's the yearly subscription. Okay, I know it's expensive, but for me, it's worth it. Okay, let's get on with the video. It is my opinion that there's only 5 things that matter. Okay, we're just going to get right to it. There's only 5 things that matter. Everyone on this market, if you ask anyone what's going to happen with the price of Bitcoin, their thoughts and their logic is so disordered, right? And I think this is one of the things overall that I see in unsuccessful people is they cannot separate what is actually important from what is important. Give me a like on this video if you've seen that in your life, right? Like for instance, like you could take this to anything. Let's just make my face bigger for a second. You could take this to your marriage, right? You could make up an excuse and say, my marriage isn't working out because my wife, she makes me do the dishes. Or you could just realize that that's not really the underlying issue. The underlying issue is that you're being an asshole and you're not loving your wife enough. You need to give your wife some more hugs and kisses when you come home from work. Maybe she won't be so pissy with you if you actually show her some love. Okay? That's what it's like with the markets. People are focused on the wrong things. And it's my opinion that these 5 events right here, I'm going to go through them one by one, are the only thing that matters, okay? Like you can talk about moving averages all day long. You can talk about these lines all day long, and these indicators are great. But at the end of the day, what moves these markets? It's news events right now, right? It's the news and it's the money printer. And so all 5 of these events relate to the money printer and whether it's going to go burr or not. So let's talk about them in order. This is the next 6 weeks. This is all that matters. I've stripped out all the noise. People will say, oh, China, oh, European gas, oh, the Inflation Reduction Act, oh, like all of those things, just ignore them, okay? I have these 5 events are the only thing that matters because these are the only events that directly relate to the one thing that matters, which is, are they going to print money or are they not going to print money? That is it. That is the only thing you should be focused on. So let's talk about it. The first one is Jackson Hole. Jackson Hole is a big meeting with a bunch of these old gray-haired dudes at Jackson Hole. That's why they call it Jackson Hole. It's a yearly meeting, okay? And everyone's saying what to expect at the 2022 Economic Policy Symposium. They make it sound fancy. They make it sound cool. At the end of the day, all the market is going to do is listen to Jerome Powell speak on Friday and see if he is saying money printer go burr or money printer not go burr. And obviously, he's not going to come out on stage and just say, money printer go burr. He's going to say a bunch of fancy words like GDP and rate hikes and neutral rates and all of these fancy words. Okay, but at the end of the day, it is my opinion that he is going to toe the line at this conference, and it's for a very, very simple reason, okay? The reason he's going to toe the line is because the powers at be, the people that are in office right now, do not want a stock market crash before elections in November. This is what everyone is missing, guys. This is the big thing. It all comes down to this. I made a stupid meme here, but the entire global financial system depends on this. Hey, Powell, just chill a few months before the elections. You see, like he's getting goosebumps. That's all that's happening, guys. Do you honestly think, I hear people saying that everything's going to crash, we got to get inflation down, everything's going to crash. These are the biggest elections in a long time. If things go how I think they're going to go, it's going to change the course of history here in November. Like the House, the Senate, it all gets decided in November. Do you think that the Democrats, who are struggling right now, right? A lot of people are not going to vote for Democrats at this next election, are going to try to crash the stock market? Absolutely not. Okay, let's think about this just logically. What do people remember about the Great Depression? They remember that really bad times, right? The Great Depression, not something that we want, okay? What about 2008, the financial crisis of 2008? Very bad times, not something that we want to go back to. You probably don't vote. You probably don't vote for the people that caused the Great Depression or the Great Financial Crisis of 2008, right? You probably don't do that. And everyone misses this, but guess what? Guess what caused these, or what was the overall thing that people remember? The stock market crashed, right? The stock market crashed in 2008. The stock market crashed in 1930. And believe it or not, if Jerome Powell comes out on Tuesday and says, you know what, we're gonna raise rates to 4%, I'll tell you one thing: the stock market will crash, and we will have a Great Depression that the world hasn't seen in 100 years. That's what we'll have. And the reason for that is because the debt is so high. We have 30 trillion. We're not dealing with 1920s America. We're not dealing with 2008 America. We are dealing with 2022 America, where the debt is so high, where the interest on the debt is so insane. Where's the interest? The interest, look at the interest on the debt. $442 billion. If they raise rates too high, they are effectively bankrupting themselves. I'll say that one more time. They are going to bankrupt themselves. Do you think that the government is going to bankrupt themselves? No. Are they going to do that but right before an election where people need to vote for them and feel good about their country? No. I can't believe people think Bitcoin is going to 10K. I can't believe it. I changed my name on Twitter to Kale Abe 30K before 15K Abe, because I have so much conviction that we are going to see 30K Bitcoin before the November elections. And this is the main reason that they are not going to crash the markets. They just are not. Jerome Powell is going to chill out for the next few months. He is going to say dovish things on Friday. Most likely, we'll get to, okay, whatever. We're starting with Jackson Hole. I do not think Jackson Hole is a big event. I think in reality, it's going to be a bullish event, and we're probably going to head back up, okay? So that's number one. That's on Friday. The next event in order that matters. Remember, these are the only thing that matters. You're probably saying, what about China? I can see you guys in the comments. What about Taiwan? What about this? What about Ukraine? Shut up, okay? It doesn't matter. The only thing that matters is the money printer. Get your head focused. If you can't focus, you can't make money. PCE inflation data. That's the next thing. This is also on Friday. The PCE inflation data is the preferred Fed measure of inflation. As you guys know, when it comes to inflation, the Federal Reserve prefers the PCE. Here's another one. There's an advertisement. The Fed's preferred inflation measure sets a new 40-year high in June. So, remember when everything started dumping? Remember when we had a massive dump in June? The reason we had a June dumpage is because the Fed's preferred inflation measure, PCE, was at a 40-year high. But guess what? The times are changing, baby. TED Talks Macro. Great guy. Go follow him on Twitter. He's saying that the US PCE data is due this coming Friday. It's the most important data point to determine the Fed action going forward. No shit. It's like I'm trying to tell you, you should maybe focus on the most important data point to determine if the money printer goes bare going forward. Consensus is that PCE peaked in June and that Friday's data will confirm this. Okay, so if inflation peaked and they don't want to crash the markets before election, this just gives the Fed the perfect out. Oh guys, guess what? Inflation is peaking. Inflation is peaking. We're not going to do anything for a couple months. We're just going to chill out for a few months before the elections. It's all coming together. See, the first two events are bullish for crypto, and no one's talking about this. PCE is going to show that inflation has topped. Powell is going to come out in Jackson Hole and say, hey, it's all good. You know, we're going to chill for a couple months. That's basically what he's going to say. He's not going to say that because he's going to talk with big fancy words. If you want to know what he's actually saying, maybe jump into the Discord and I'll tell you. I'll translate, because we need a translator. Even though he's speaking American English, he's trying to confuse you. So we need a translator called Kale. It's so stupid. Anyway, I digress. PCE, okay, so we have Jackson Hole, we have PCE inflation data. Both of these are bullish. The next event that's coming is the CPI inflation data. Guess when this is? This is on September 13th, 2022. And for those of you who think, oh, that's not going to matter, why would that matter? Well, do you remember the last one? It happened like a couple weeks ago. We had the CPI inflation data come out, and stock market rallied like 20%. Encouraging inflation data sparks a stunning stock rally. Ethereum went from like $1,500 all the way up to, I don't have it pulled up here, but you see this run? You see this massive run up here where we went up to $2,000? That was because of CPI data. That was because the CPI data came out. So the next one is coming out on September 13th. And once again, 75% chance or more that this just keeps coming down. And if this just keeps coming down, I've yet to see anyone on the market, anyone on Twitter, everyone who's calling for 10K Bitcoin, explain to me that if this keeps coming down hard, how does Bitcoin not go up? It's literally an inverse relationship. If CPI data goes down, the stock market goes up. Bitcoin goes up. That's how it works. That's how it's always worked. That's how it's been working this entire year. And if you're betting against this, I think you're just insane. And so that's 3 events in a row. Gets us through September 13th. Now let's talk about the fourth event that matters. Where's all my tabs? I have so many tabs. The fourth event that matters is the ETH merge. The ETH merge. Everyone's thinking, oh, it's already priced in. There's no way. Ethereum's done. That was it. We went to 2,000 and that was the top. What is wrong with you people? Are you losing it? Go read an Arthur Hayes article. I know everyone thinks Arthur Hayes is just a perma bull. He's such a bull. He's such a loser. You know, this guy actually moves the markets. When his article came out the other day, I think Ethereum was at like $1,600, and one of his articles dropped, and it literally pushed the price. Just the article, I think, pushed the price over $1,000. So this guy has influence. He has power, and he's extremely bullish on the ETH merge. And I don't tend to fade this guy, especially when it all kind of lines up, right? We have, like I said, the first 3 events are coming in. Powell, this is bullish. This is going to be bullish. This is probably bullish. Right? And then you have the most bullish event in Ethereum history happening in the middle of September. And these are all lining up. And you're telling me that if all 3 of these go right, plus Ethereum merge happens correctly, Ethereum's not going to make another push at 2K? Really? You don't think we're going to have one more run up? I mean, even if everything nukes after the November elections, you don't think we're going to push? I don't see it. I think we're going to push. I think we're going to go $2,300 ETH. I think we're going to go 30K Bitcoin. Just like I've been saying. I think all of these events are bullish. Let's get to the next one. I know you guys are bored. It's been 12 minutes. Okay, the next FOMC. Okay, so when's the next FOMC meeting? You guys know that these move the markets. If you don't, you need to really get out of crypto because you're losing it. But the FOMC meetings are where the Fed literally comes out and says, this is what we're going to do with the money printer. Okay, this is what we're doing. We haven't had one for like 2 months, so the market has had some time here. In September 20th is the next one. And this is so perfect. And this is, again, why I can't get bearish here. I can't. Okay, think about the timeline. They're going to come out on September 20th. September, October, November. So literally 6 weeks before the November elections, you're telling me that Jerome Powell is going to come out on this stage and raise rates by 75 BPS? And you're probably like, what does that mean? It just means if they raise by 75 BPS, the market's going to be mad. Okay, if they raise by 50 BPS, the market's going to be like, oh, yay, woohoo, more money printing, yay. That's what they're going to do. They're going to try to juice the markets ahead of the elections. They're going to raise 50 instead of 75. It's going to be bullish. I can see it already 6 weeks ahead of time. I don't know why you guys can't see this. This is exactly what's going to happen. They are not, once again, people, it doesn't matter. I heard an argument this week. It was like, you know, the people that vote for Democrats, they don't even own stocks anyway, so they don't even care. They just want inflation to come down. That's such a stupid argument, okay? People that vote don't want the country to be in a Great Depression or in a financial crisis of 2007, 2008, right? That's what will happen if the Federal Reserve comes out and is too hawkish, if they come out with a 75 BPS increase in September. They're not going to do that. They're not going to do that, okay? And so it doesn't matter. Inflation matters, yes, but they're not going to crash the markets before an election. That is just, if it wasn't an election year, probably none of this argument that I'm making makes any sense, right? It doesn't really matter. Like, Powell probably would be hawkish. You know, they instead of saying, you know, inflation has topped, they would say inflation hasn't come down enough. Like, all of this rhetoric, all of this, you know, narrative would be different if we didn't have an election. But we do have an election. They're not going to crash the markets ahead of an election. I don't know what to tell you. I cannot yell louder that they're not going to do that. Okay? And so like this article says, the Fed's approach to rate policy is more straightforward than you think. It is more straightforward than you think. They're going to look at the data. If inflation comes down, they're not going to hike rates as fast. They're not going to slow down the money printer as fast, which means markets are going to keep going up. And so when I take those 5 events, guys, and I mean, you can just follow me. You need to follow me on Twitter because I'm trying to keep these videos updated, but like, I'm so much faster on Twitter. I mean, it'd be way better if you were in the Discord too. But anyway, you're telling me right now, I mean, smash the like button if this logic makes sense. You're telling me that if Jackson Hole comes in bullish, if PCE inflation comes in bullish, CPI inflation comes in bullish, the Ethereum merge goes well, and we have the FOMC meeting bullish before November elections, you're telling me, you're going to look me straight in the face and say that it's more likely that we go to 15K than 30K? I don't see it. We're going to 30K first. Bitcoin's going to 30K. All the bears are going to be sad and cry and whine. And Ethereum's going to go to 2,500 and outperform Bitcoin. And now at the beginning of the video, I said which coins. I hope you guys watched till the end. But Ethereum, I think, is going to outperform Bitcoin for sure. I'm going to hopefully buy some more Ethereum if we get one more dump here. That would be great. I think MATIC is going to outperform Ethereum. And I think Solana probably too. If you look at the Solana BTC, I don't have it up right now, but if you look at the MATIC BTC chart or the MATIC Ethereum chart, it's very bullish. I think MATIC could do really, really well. So if you want to be more of a degen, you could do MATIC. Otherwise, just buy some Ethereum ahead of the ETH merge. I don't think you're going to be disappointed with those factors that I talked about there. Okay, so not financial advice. Do whatever the hell you want. Get the indicators because it's very obvious when this flips. If we get above this line, this trend line for Ethereum, and it starts printing green dots, you're pretty much, you're confirmed to head back up higher. It's a lot easier to see. The dots are available on the yearly subscription. Like I said, the link is below. Anyway, I love you guys. I hope this helped you. Please share this with someone. I'm putting a lot of effort into these, and I think my logic and thought here is high level, and it's different than everyone else is saying. Everyone else is focused on the wrong things. And these 5 things actually matter. Okay, so let me know if you like this and share this with someone else. See you in the next video. See you, bye.